Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 29 of Gracefall Mine. Last episode, baby ducks.
That sounds right.
Right?
Yeah.
Last episode, y'all met some hill snails, giant hill snails, and thank you, Jay. 52 months. That's as many comic books as DC once published, / almost a year.
It's almost a comic book.
It's almost one whole comic book. They met hill snails, whom led them into an underground forest, where they found a miniature sun and some mothlings that were giant moths, worshipping at it.
As they say in, places, it's just fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I think it's totes normal. Everything's normal.
Yep, Everything's good. Good 10-4, good buddy.
1,040 good friends.
Okay. So
excruciatingly normal.
You all continue past the moth area and deeper into the forest. And once again, it's like Journey to the Center of the Earth. It's a hollow earth jungle, basically. You can still see the ceiling above you. It's not like in the hollow earth where there's like that weird sky, but you can still like see the ceiling and big stalactites hanging down, stalactites hanging down, dripping, a bunch of birds and dinosaurs kind of roaming around. Nothing comes close to you because you don't really seem like predator or prey. You just sort of are odd to them. So occasionally something will like look at you and then just kind of scurry away. But nothing's like coming up to harass you or even getting too close in general. You continue to trek. And as a reminder, it's the four of you plus Ven and Rick.
I think 2.25 members of our party are metal, so they probably are not interested in eating us.
It hasn't stopped several other creatures.
That's true, actually. I wish I hadn't said that now.
And then a rust monster showed up.
Oh, no.
Hey.
You shouldn't have. I was thinking that, and I didn't say it because I didn't want to give Andy ideas.
That's not what happens, but
Oh, good.
I'll keep that back here.
Yeah.
Please don't.
You all continue to trek. Rick has taken out like a big boxy kind of machine that he's kind of fiddling with and kind of looking around, and he keeps fiddling with it. And you can tell he's like trying to get a signal kind of thing. Then can I get perception checks from everyone or investigation?
I am good at investigating.
You roll 2 1s in a row for me again, I am melting you.
Oh my god.
I rolled a natural 1, so that's 2.
Dice roller. Off to a good start.
I rolled a natural 20 plus 3, 23.
I mean, I got a 14, but that doesn't fucking matter. Wynne sees all.
Wynne does, in fact, see all. Yeah, I got a 17.
Wynn's just been taking notes and noticing everything.
Yeah, I got a 17.
We did put the one naturalist in the party in a jungle.
Yeah.
That is very true, actually. That's probably going to solve a lot of our problems.
Wynne furiously taking notes because this is a whole new biome for so many different reasons. Creatures you've never seen before, giant centipedes, big dinosaurs, small dinosaurs, and then
Medium dinosaurs.
medium dinosaurs, extra medium dinosaurs.
What is an extra medium dinosaur, may I ask?
Like one that's just like, you look at it and you go, yeah, that one's really medium.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
You say so.
They're between hawk and bat sized. Is that right?
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Why not?
Between bat and bat sized.
The with the 23, okay, let's think. Okay, so the 17, the 17, you notice that as you're kind of 14 and 17, as you keep moving, it's getting less and less humid, getting less and less warm. It's getting a little cooler, more like kind of more like East Coast forest, kind of nice and cool, like New Englandy. But with the 23 Wynne, you notice that all of a sudden you can see some birds up ahead, but they're flying upside down.
Oh, that's new. Is there like a twist or somewhere, or is it just like they're just fully upside down?
They're just fully upside down.
Cool.
And like you can see like they're, flapping up, like just kind of, but just at the edge of where you are, and it's a little hard to see beyond that because the trees get really thick there.
Wynne will point this out to her party and be like, "Look at this natural occurrence."
Are we sure this is a natural occurrence? It looks decidedly unnatural.
I don't know how birds work in the first place, so I will take your word for this, Wynne.
Assume because we are in a place where we don't understand the natural, can't exactly label what is natural. Arcana check.
Sure.
Can I do a nature check?
Sure.
To see if this is actually naturally occurring?
God, this dice roller sucks. That's still a 13 though.
Okay, 13's pretty good. Let's see what Wynne's nature is.
Oh. 10.
Okay. Maybe some birds just fly upside down.
City girl, remember?
Seems natural. You are a city girl, despite being the naturalist. Pigeons don't do this, so you're at a loss.
Yep.
At 13, Arcana. Let me think. With a 13, you know what? Well, I rolled a 1. So, you know it, I guess. I don't know what I was looking for, but the kind of thinking, you're like, well, I mean, there's already been a sun down here. That's weird. But looking at how thick the trees get, and when now you can kind of start to see this too, since you scored so high on your perception check. You think that there's like a place basically where the gravity flips between the floor and the ceiling, and you realize that the trees are growing off of the ceiling up further ahead. It created an illusion where the trees just looked so thick, but really if you kind of walk, there's a gravity flip. So there's like trees here, where they meet you can't see anything, but if you go past it you'd be able to see all below the trees, basically, if that made sense.
So if we walked past a certain point, we would fall towards the ceiling?
You think you'd fall towards the ceiling, yes.
I throw a rock.
Just kind of really wind up your robot arm and chuck it. Yeah, and you can see
with
it.
All my -1 strength.
Kind of, it skips maybe a little more than you would hoped.
Instead throw a rock.
Okay. Just shucks it. Yeah, you can see kind of towards the edge of the trees now that the optical illusion of it has sort of broken from your mind. Yeah, the rock indeed eventually just soars upward and hits the ground up there.
Oh
Neat.
my.
How high is that ceiling?
Here, it's about 100 feet.
How many of us are there again?
6 of you.
Vin, do you know Featherfall?
I know fly.
That works.
It's better than
There knows
in my
Featherfall.
opinion.
We don't have to worry about fall damage when we go through a gravity switch. Good.
I confess I was also thinking about that.
Cool.
Shall I go first, given that I am among the more robust members of this group? So if something happens, I'll probably survive. Maybe.
Cast
still looking for more
Featherfall
metal past-
on everyone except the guy who can fly, apparently.
Okay. Are you still looking for metal? That's all up to you. You have not found the great source of metal that they talked about yet,
We need-
so.
Past these gravity trees.
Gravitrees. If you will.
Gravitry.
I think that's a transformer.
Astounding.
Okay, so you all... Clangley takes a step forward, and again, when you hit the edge of the current trees, you can see it just... The ground in front of you now looks like the ground, or the sky, or the ceiling above you, behind you. So if you take a step forward, you would indeed basically fall towards the ceiling. Issa cast Featherfall, so everyone who does that subsequently will gently fall towards the ceiling. And then,
Gently, though.
Yes, gently, because of Featherfall. And Ven will cast Fly on himself, and he'll Peter Pan his way over.
Gravitries are a thing in Plants vs. Zombies.
Love that game. Well, I used to. I don't know how good it is now.
I think it's just the same. I don't think they've changed it at all.
Probably.
Not like Angry Birds, which is now just like choked with
Here's-
microtransactions.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Here's annoying now.
That
Didn't
was
Sega buy
really
Rovio recently? Was it
disorienting.
Sega? Someone did.
Somebody weird. It's just like, really? They spent like a lot of money on Rovio, yep. Sorry, Claire, what were you saying?
was really disorienting.
Yes. Be glad you can't vomit anymore.
Anymore.
But it was a very fulfilling experience. And Wynne is busy taking notes.
No, wait, hold on.
Nope.
Rick's like, I sense tension, and he like
I
puts on like headphones and like starts like dialing in on his device. Like, I don't understand.
finally just.
Anyway, Rick, what are you doing? You've been messing with that device for a while.
Yeah. Takes off his headphones. So, back on my plane, the Resistance, we had to develop sort of shortwave radio technology. We discovered residuum underneath the city not too long after you left. And I'm trying to make it work. I'm trying to kind of cut through interference through the gravity wave. That's not helping. The sun, the thick stone walls. I'm trying to establish a communication to base camp so we can kind of communicate with them more frequently. Over long distances. I've been kind of tinkering at it, on and off. I don't know if I just need a stronger power source. The sun. I should have plugged it into the sun.
How can you plug it into
It
the
did
sun?
have an outlet right at the bottom of
Right?
it.
That's what I thought.
What?
There's a couple of USB inputs.
It's USB-C.
Ah, crap! This is USB-C.
Oh, it's USB-C.
Ah,
Ugh.
Thunderbolt. Damn proprietary technology.
Of course, it would be a FireWire. God damn it, Apple.
I think you should get inspiration for the Firewire joke. I mean, you're never going to use it, so...
Yeah, so you know what? Yeah, what?
When I do use it, I'll just roll another one.
I'm never gonna use them.
I'm gonna hate the final boss fight where Jay's like, I keep re-rolling. I just keep re-rolling. I would like to shoot him, please.
Like a JRPG.
This is my plan to accidentally build a character around the concept of re-rolling dice.
You know, you're not Marty.
Yeah, except I'm doing it by accident.
Yeah. Do you also have a bunch of bonus action bullshit that doesn't require concentration? I can't stop. You have Paulette.
Does Paulette count?
Yeah. You don't have to concentrate. I can't really. Okay. So y'all flip. And looking around, yeah, it's
Do a flip.
We did.
Looking back, you can see sort of it is very disorienting, kind of where you just were, and you can vaguely see in the distance the sun. It's upside down now, casting odd shadows. Yeah. Okay. Y'all have been traveling for a couple hours at this point. Rick continues to flutz. Ven can fly for, I think, 10 minutes with fly. So he kind of just skims along the ground for a while.
Like how you do in like a really shallow pool. Like
Yeah,
you just like drag yourself along.
So you all move forward. Can I get another round of perception or investigation checks, please?
Septigation.
We go. It's not too bad. It's 15.
Investigation. 12.
Also 15.
Flamey's a little distracted.
2 15s.
I rolled a 10. Wynne's getting distracted.
Okay.
There's just so much.
There was like
down.
There's like vaguely trying to kind of like root out a map, and it like she does not know how to draw maps, so it's just kind of like we entered here, little thing here. There's a big sun. Oh, gravity switch. So it's just like some weird arrows. She's like trying to kind of pay attention to their surroundings to be like, what's happening here? Giant moths.
And it's just a giant picture of like you shrugging.
Scientifically,
Reminded me that for years, there was on the Bloodborne fan wiki just a map of one of the area that was just a big circle with snakes written in it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
were there snakes there? I mean,
There were lots of snakes there.
Accurate.
it's the snake zone.
Welcome to Snake
Sonic
Forest.
level just dropped. Snake zone, baby.
Y'all stumble into a big circle of snakes, and
Oh
It
man!
had to be snakes.
She said the thing.
Did the thing.
That's
Run
the
from
thing,
Boulder.
baby.
Okay. Who got a 15 again? Claire and Issa?
Isa.
I got a 12.
12. Did you, the 15s, were they investigation or perception checks?
Perception.
Investigation.
Oh, good. Okay, so you get one of each. Okay. Investigation. Kind of after this gravity flip, you're kind of you're keeping a sharper eye out. Like, no, this place is getting weird again. So you keep looking around, and kind of as it keeps getting cooler and cooler, you must be moving away from the lava springs and the sun. But the soil underneath your feet is getting crunchier and crunchier until you're just kind of like, I think we're just walking on stones, or kind of getting down there, like very fine ground up bone.
Bone.
Um,
Cool
Look at
and
all these
good.
bones.
I have
always
questions
gotta be
as to
bones.
the soil composition.
What percentage
Wynne?
is bones?
What's going on?
Wynne would like to
I
know
would
what's
also
going
like
on.
to know.
You... I was trying to avoid that.
The 15 perception check. Claire, you're doing the opposite. You've got your eyes up because just like we flipped once, maybe it'll flip again. But
Yeah, I am made of shatterable material. I would
Yes.
prefer not to fall.
in the you might break in everything if you fell.
Yeah.
Up in the trees, you can see a really mean, mangy, rabid-looking Zapsagoon. Just kind of the big. It's kind of it kind of
favorite
blended
Pokemon.
into the background at first. It's clearly not Queen Zapsaps because it's mangy and mean looking. It's maybe a little bigger and kind of is missing big chunks of fur and is kind of scarred, and it's just kind of gnawing on a big those big lightning bugs you've seen, which have like big, basically Tesla coil butts that kind of or like those balls from like Spencer Gifts, like the spheres that you touch.
Plasma balls?
The plasma balls. They've got those. And it's just kind of gnawing on it. It's just kind of like keeping an eye on y'all. Like, I don't know. They don't look very tasty. So you got that and the bone floor.
And
Oh, what's up?
Very much
Oh,
okay with them
My-
not thinking we are tasty.
uh,
I don't think this is one we can
I mean, it's up to you guys. I don't mind talking to him.
I prefer talking over fighting.
I am very much in the camp of if you don't want to be our problem, we won't be yours.
yeah, if we could just move past maybe, is that an option?
Kind of more concerned with the bone floor. That's
We're just
if
gonna
that wants to
take
be
a couple
threatening,
of
that can be handled.
experimental steps back, like not breaking eye contact with this thing.
It's doing that. It's doing the possum like dead stare. Like if y'all come at it, which it's in the trees, so as long as you don't spook it or knock a tree, it probably won't come down at you. But it's clearly like make a move. I'm crazy.
Fucking dare you.
Like,
I'll
yeah.
throw a bug
so-
at you. Like you don't know what I'll do. It probably hurts.
Then-
Got like cast lightning bolt or something.
Yeah, Wynne will probably just tell everyone to keep their distance and just walk quietly in the next direction.
Yeah, let's do that.
But into
Also,
the-
what's up with the floor?
About the floor?
Excellent question!
yeah. Van and Rick's kind of like ew, like, and he's like kind of like he's like daintily walking in his giant mech suit, like it's just like this is so gross.
Crush.
Scratch, scratch. He's kind of like
Chris forgotten about the Zapsacoon hands
Yeah.
to the ground,
deep
pulling
in.
stuff up.
Oh yeah.
By the way, if
Here's the
anyone's
stuff.
wondering, no, it does not feel like this to walk on a metal floor. Just so we're clear. Everyone asked me that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Rick's.
Fully like every intrusive thought that you've ever had, like as a kid, wanting to stick your hands in the like smooth rock at this Natural Science Museum.
I feel
Fully
like
that.
Do you want to talk about something?
I feel like if she had a nose, she'd be snorting it.
Because I'm a
Rick's like,
scientist. If anything, I waft it.
always That's inspiration for sure.
Imagine Claire just pulling her head up out of it, just covered in white powder.
Like Clangley actually like at
God, I
that.
was taken back to 11th grade right there.
Now Clangley at that, it's just like. He seems impressed.
Besides, I know the smell of bones at this point.
Oh boy.
Knowing and liking.
Claire,
Never
you
said
said,
anything about liking
you
it.
said you needed a bunch of bone, right, Claire? It's pre-ground for you.
Oh, wonderful.
For your convenience.
You don't even have to centrifuge this. I have no idea if that's right. I'm an arts major.
I don't know.
Claire in the morning sticking a femur in a coffee grinder.
And everybody sleep.
Boy.
Not good. That's a horrible noise.
This got
You know,
very
there's other
morbid
people
very
who want-
quickly.
Coffee in the morning, right?
Claire's special recipe.
Oh no! Why did you say that? Why would you say that?
Okay. So there's a bunch of bones that Claire's diving into like she's Scrooge McDuck.
Woo!
I'm sorry, the imagery of that is fantastic. But yeah, just full on like bottle, like sample bottles out, like a couple sprinkle them in there. Like she's got the the magnifier monocle out, like taking a look, like.
That can fly pretty fast, right? Yeah.
Why is that a question?
Because he's gonna kind of zip ahead of you all and like not touching the ground. He's like kind of zooms back. He's kind of like, yeah, it keeps going.
They get finer or bigger?
I will double check. Bigger. It's like more intact the further. This is like it's like a beach. This is the worst beach I've ever been on in my life.
A beach of bones?
Yeah, but it's like they got eroded up here by something, and then kind of as you keep going, it's bigger and more intact things.
I don't like that by something.
There isn't any cave to erode them here.
Maybe.
Rick is just still like, this is horrible, and I'm from a Dickensian hellhole. Like,
What does Dickensian mean?
he was like this author. He named an era after himself, and he's just like, we're just like, we get it, dude. We all live here too.
Huh.
It's
very
nowish.
meta. It's incredibly meta.
Try being a Shelley nightmare.
Am I right?
What?
I don't know. She invented sci-fi? You guys don't have Mary Shelley? You're missing out. Apparently we do.
What is sci-fi? Said the robot.
Don't worry about it.
Rick keeps like, ew, ew, ew.
Don't worry about it, says the Orwellian nightmare.
Yeah. Just click, click. He's like, puts his headphones back on, like, I'm just trying to get a signal. Stupid son. Trying to get any kind of wave reading. I hate this.
Just moving towards the bigger bones.
Yeah, let's go towards the bigger bones.
Someone get your Claire. No. Oh, we're going in? Why?
Yeah, unfortunately.
This is a better sample than we ever could have found of metal.
Rick asks Issa, she knows it's bones, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the point. She really likes
Oh,
bones.
weird.
Yes. Although I like this about as you do, and Isabel's just gonna like climb up on his shoulders, just like,
Cool. Yep. I got room for one more if anybody wants it.
awesome.
I'm good.
Uh,
Can you imagine if these were the bones of extinct megafauna of this planet yet to be discovered?
What?
I mean, think
At
about
least
it. We
she's having
found the
fun.
moose bits. Maybe there are more of them.
you did find desiccated moose bits.
I forgot about moose pits.
So many
Had
questions.
it sitting in the back of my mind for 2 weeks.
You're welcome.
Question, Clangley. You said you had a question.
I don't remember my question. Carry on.
Did it involve moose bits?
Probably.
They were big and moosey.
Clangley doesn't really know what's going on. I'm going to let you guys lead.
I mean, what's not to understand? We have a big bone forest that's going to lead to a bone beach that we have no idea what caused it.
What?
Yeah.
I just realized my investigation is +7. I used investigation for that last roll. Can I investigate now?
Sure.
Yeah. Heck yeah, that's a 25.
Okay. So
These bones and their dads.
So, yeah. So as you know a lot about bones. I don't know if that's been established, but Claire likes bones and has studied
Does she?
bones.
Big if true. Big if true.
And pardon me. Likes bones, studies bones. So yeah. So clearly something rent the flesh from these bones. They killed a bunch of things. Like that's not. Bones shouldn't collect like this. So yeah. So.
Something tore the flesh out, like these did not decompose naturally.
Right. You don't think they decompose naturally. You think something basically melted the flesh away from them.
Melted the okay.
And that
Okay.
kind of the impact of it is what basically ground up the bones at the front to bits, like just kind of the constant whatever did it hit them in such a way that it kind of dragged them, grinding them up the closer you were to the beginning, so leaving kind of the bigger, and it's starting to get a little more sporadic still, but it's all big like megafauna stuff. It's dinosaurs and moose and like super big bears and stuff like that. You see a couple carapace pieces from like the big centipedes you've seen from before. Exoskeletons of big bugs.
It's getting increasingly upsetting.
Could Wynne maybe infer that all these bones came from the fact there's a giant sun in the middle of the room?
Is there any residue left from what caused this on the bones?
You got like a 25?
Yes.
Yeah, so kind of really searching through it, kind of sifting, grinding, centrifuging.
Coffee grindering.
Yeah,
Stop.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Kind of at the very core of it, you're finding bits of it looks like it was burnt off by basically the sun probably rolled past these things at some point. Like it didn't always rest there. It kind of moved in some capacity through this area, just ripping apart. It kind of like the Indiana Jones boulder, but it's a sun knocking everything down in its path, incinerating it. But it must have moved fast enough that it just got you get barbecue and not it didn't burn the bones to ash. But you can detect that there's parts of it. It was clearly also it left behind some residuum, but it's not like it's not enough that it's spreading or kind of It's like literally residuum residue. Because you think this happened a while ago.
Okay.
You don't think this is a recent occurrence, but it's it's not. So it's not like any danger glade where it kind of spreads. It was clearly so infused with this magic that it left a little bit of it here, but it was so kind of powerful that it didn't. It almost burnt out the magic of the residuum, if that makes sense. So, like, this kind of proves that there is an upper limit to the magic that that residuum can hold. Like, it's not like an infinite battery. But the upper limit right now is sun, so...
Good to know.
Good for the theory. Probably doesn't change the practice.
Okay, now here's an excellent question. I'm going to look something up real quick.
I had a joke. A rolling sun gathers no bones.
Nailed it, Wynne. Put it in the book.
Yeah.
Inspiration.
It's a Bob Dylan quote.
Yeah, Rolling Stone gathers no moss.
There's no moss.
Keep moving.
Okay.
Well, the
Can
Katamari theme is stuck in my head now, so thank you for that.
Can I cast Animate Dead on a medium-sized one of these?
Hell yeah.
Yep,
phone has?
let's double check it. Yep. Probably. You're the necromancer.
Do you have to?
Yes.
Yes. You bet, Claire?
Ven agrees. I need to see this, actually.
Skeleton comprised of powder just congeals itself.
Yep.
Cute dog.
It's a skeleton because it's bones. So, yep. It
Great,
tries to put itself back together as best it can.
I want to see if I could get... So if I do this on, like, one of the, like, centipedes, can I have a centipede friend?
Sure.
Yes! Okay,
Beautiful.
so Claire now has a medium skeleton centipede friend, and she just kind of, like, a minute is just kind of, like, twirling her hand.
It's like
Then,
maybe
like-
the grossest thing that has ever been created.
No, actually,
I
she's doing it.
certainly hate
She's
one
got
of
like
those
full Lego
words.
Star Wars, just like
Ah.
for a minute,
Oh, I hate all of
And
those
then-
words.
and then when she comes back up, she is wearing this centipede skeletal friend like a feather boa around her neck. Let's just get like its head on her arm, and she's just like,
Hey.
How's
you
that signal
making
coming
friends?
along, Rick?
It's just getting worse, and I can't tell if it's because I'm going to throw up or what. But
Wynn's basically making a sketch in our book for the skeleton.
it's like, and it has this many legs. Looks like this one is missing here. We couldn't find that one.
Do you have some childhood trauma, Claire, that you want to go over?
Ven's
You
like-
first.
yeah. Ven's like,
I'm
this
20.
seems
How would I
perfectly
don't have
normal to
childhood
me.
trauma? I was like, I didn't have
Norm
a
is 3
childhood.
years
You're older
old.
than I am.
What? Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
She's a goblin. She's like in her teens.
Yeah, Bits is like 5.
My God.
He's younger than Ink was. That terrifies me.
You guys are like.
Miss
children.
Egg.
What was I gonna say? Rick finally said, "Okay, I got a signal. I figured it out. Thank
Me.
the maker." Okay. What do I tell him? We're in a bone field. I don't even know.
Sure.
It starts like Morse coding, like do.
We walked past the sun, flipped upside down, and now we're in a bone field.
Found sun, giant moths, mangy raccoon thing, bone field.
Gravity flip. Don't forget the gravity flip.
Gravity flip.
I don't like this situation at all very much.
You just get back. Are you having a stroke?
Unfortunately, no.
No. Confirm last message. Just get back. Fuck. Fuck. Rick's like, great. They sent like the news. There's apparently the Greene Corporation keeps sending like news, like the daily news to the planet. That got lumped in here somehow. Great. Anybody read?
Did our local sports team win?
Which one's your local sports team?
The Wheelers.
Oh. Wheelers. Go Wheelers. I'll take a look. Sports page. Kind of like this like little projected, like he flips up a screen and he pulls out a crystal and he kind of clunks it in and he cranks the power on the back, and projected onto the ground is basically a big column of news. It's kind of like Minority Report or something like that, but like there's just a bunch of different kind of newspapers projected basically, and yeah, you can see the Wheelers won in rugby,
The sport.
Elsyer
The sport.
rules football. What do you guys like? Go sport. Goat ball. What do you? Yeah, it's got to be some hooligan-based kicking sport.
Hooligan-based.
All
That's
hooligan-based
sport.
kicking sport.
It's
My favorite
it sounded
sport.
great. It's hubbusk.
What?
Hubbusk. Hooligan-based kicking sport.
Hooligan-based kicking sports.
Hubbusk.
Okay, we're doing acronyms. Oh, gotcha. Apologies for
Everyone
not
loves the
knowing
HBKS League. Normal stream for normal people.
Yep.
We're all so
We are.
normal.
Aggressively normal.
Just
Normal.
normal D&D players.
I've had a day.
Frolicking in a bone field normal.
Getting your news. Issa, can I get an investigation
no.
check, please?
Maybe.
Can I do this one as well, or am I too invested in my new bone buddy?
This is a specifically Issa check.
Got it.
10.
Okay.
Yay.
Bunch of news. There was a big train derailment in the business district, which sadly killed a bunch of people.
Oh my.
Which part of the business district? Which offices?
What's up? You can make
Did
that.
you murder my business lawyers?
Did I murder them? No.
Yes, you
Did
did.
Greene murder them?
Did Greene? Oh well, allegedly. Well, let's not throw around murder. Yes, it was in the lawyer district.
Great.
There was a train derailment. It was a.
Of course
it said
there
it was
was.
a freak accident. It was a Greene Corporation.
Of course there was.
What did he just throw a train at people?
Yes.
To get what he wanted? No, that doesn't sound right.
He'd never do that. So unduplicitous. Or duplicitous. The opposite of what I just
It's a little less subtle than he usually is, but
Well, bad news, everybody. I need to get back on the planet ASAP.
what? Why?
Because my business is currently without its stewards.
Rick gets like very like he understands implicitly because he's from the capitalist hellhole version of this planet. He's from the worst version of this planet.
Is that possible?
Yeah, was a ghost in charge of you, and he ruined Christmas or midwinter every year.
The hell is a Christmas or midwinter?
It's midwinter. Sorry,
I don't know what that is.
No, you do. You have midwinter here. It's a feasting. It's Christmas. It's just Christmas. It's Christmas or any sort of
It's
midwinter.
fantasy Christmas.
It's fantasy Christmas. You give gifts. You have nice
celebrate
feasts.
Robonica.
Oh, my bad. I didn't mean to presume my inspiration. I didn't mean to presume, my bud.
We're just handing out
The
inspiration
oil
left and
lasted
right.
8 nights.
It still works, yeah. Very serious stream for very serious people. We're just tying on a normal one here.
Extremely normal.
I feel like I should let everybody in chat know that before this game we were very seriously considering not playing and watching Jay.
God,
play
just
that
watching
game.
ducks.
It's really fascinating.
It was a very viable option.
It's
I
like
need you guys
it's
to
weirdly
know.
enrapturing.
It really, what's it called, Jay?
Placid Plastic Duck Simulator. It's like $5, $6 for all of the DLC total with the game, and they just announced more content's coming for it.
I really didn't think it was going to be,
No, you wouldn't think of that.
but it's just nice and Marty's asking
and you
if,
can name all of the ducks.
if you could stream these ducks. There's DLC. It's I really legitimately was just like,
Duck
what's this?
loadable
This isn't
content.
anything. It's something. There's really something there. Yo,
Oh,
wait, what?
Man,
we lost Dan?
The hold on.
He said a thing, I didn't catch what it was.
Yeah, me either.
And ducks.
True.
And ducks. We were talking about ducks.
Chip.
Back to D&D. So
For now.
for now, allegedly that's what this is. Okay, so kind of pictured. There's the news. Issa is perhaps being confronted with the fact that her lawyers are dead. They definitely are.
Ow.
Oh dear.
You're still in this bone field.
Also not great.
It's alarming. So what would you all like to do?
so do you need to head to the surface?
Yes.
Okay. Or start shoving bones into her bag. Have this place marked on my map, we can come back.
Okay. Okay. Rick's like, are you gonna be okay?
yes, there's just... I'm mostly enraged right now, at the moment.
Do you want to talk about it?
Well, there's a very good chance someone exploded a train on purpose, killing a bunch of people just to both get what he wanted, get my lawyers out of the way, get me off of the planet and back onto the moon.
That's horrible.
Yes! Yes, it is. I'm glad you've noticed.
I'm very sorry. Is there anything we can do now about it? Aside from getting back to the surface. Oh dear, this is quite a predicament.
Well, unless we can take everything that he has made himself into and throw it into that sun back there right now, then...
Ven
not a
kind
whole
of
lot
like
to do
snaps
at
like,
this moment.
we could throw him into the sun.
We could throw him into the sun.
That's
Yeah,
pretty good. Because he sounds like a pretty cunning warlord. We don't like him. He's not on
We
our
don't.
side.
No,
No.
we don't like him. He's bad.
Drat. Into the
Terrible.
sun then.
If he had the chance, he would side with Titans.
I hate him implicitly.
Good.
You probably should hate him.
And explicitly.
Good.
Kind of points at you. We're going to the moon?
Yes.
Oh. I've not been to the moon in a long, long time.
It will look quite different.
Does it still have a pastoral beauty?
No.
I destroyed that.
Industry choked hellscape.
The whole thing?
Yes.
The whole thing.
I used to live near a lake. Is that
Gone.
all of them?
Yep. Well, there's the one that's full of sludge.
I didn't.
That's
live
where
near
Keldon used to be.
that. Rick kind of nods. They never filled that in? Cool, I guess.
That's this whole discussion is very tragic, like immensely so on multiple.
I'm
levels.
about as happy about it as you are, but it did give us a good place to do combustion testing.
What? Should I ask, or
If you're going to start blowing things up on purpose, you probably shouldn't do it in the middle of a populated
I
area.
mean, fair enough.
And the sludge is mostly not flammable. Mostly.
Okay,
Mostly.
well,
Mostly.
look, you guys keep saying these things that make me very concerned. But whatever. What else is new?
Been told I am concerning.
In the best way possible.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Other times you're just concerning.
Okay,
Trying to be
so
nice.
you all leave the bone field, double time it back, past the moths. You're like, yeah. We don't have time for you. But our cult, come back.
God, not this shit again.
As appealing as a part of me does find your cult, no, I don't have the time right now.
Okay. We'll develop literature for you to read next time.
Kind of want to see that, but
A
moving on.
way to make a pamphlet, yes, I'd be very interested.
Genuinely.
Off pamphlet. It's just
invested
full
in
of
this now.
holes.
Y'all
A leaf.
get back. You absolutely booking it, especially because you kind of cleared a path the way in, so you can double time it back out. It's getting to be nightfall, and you all like the snails have moved 5 feet from here since you were gone, and they kind of turn. Big eye stalks look at you and nod.
Hey, buds.
They kind of gesture you want to get on? We'll give you a ride.
I think
We're
we're
kind
good.
of in
Thank
a
you.
hurry.
Yeah.
Do you know what a
we
hurry
haven't-
is? Do you have that concept?
To live without the concept of hurrying.
That actually sounds
Wow.
incredibly
Pretty nice,
luxurious.
right?
Just live
Just
here with them. Adventure over.
Yeah, we win. D&D.
You do. I mean, you don't have to suffer toil under the boot of capitalism anymore. That's a win. You just have to hope that Hugo Greene never finds that Titan. or the sun. Because you don't have to speak with animals anymore. They're kind of like we kind of know what a hurry is, like, but to you it's probably not going to be. You know, they can move faster than they did before. That, like, because when you were on them, they were moving at a decent enough clip that eventually you noticed. But yeah, it's probably not going to be super fast. Oh, and you also have, as a reminder, you have a stone that you can use Word of Recall. You just don't know where the Word of Recall is.
Cool and good.
But I mean, it could be on the planet. It could be on the moon, rather. You never
That's
know.
very uninspiring, Andy.
Is there a way we can
Check.
reset where that location is, or
Or can I like arcade? Nothing. I can't arcade check my way into it.
No, because I think it's more interesting if it is meant to be like a we really screwed up. We need a get out of jail right now card.
we need to be anywhere but here?
Wherever it will be better than here. Like if a sun was
cool.
going to eat you or something.
Oh, good to know that was an
What a
option.
meal of a concept.
By the way, I did take my centipede friend.
Oh, yep. So it's medium sized, by the way, which is like a person size.
And Claire is
So,
not very big,
It's just wrapped around you 18 different ways. Just hisses anytime something gets near to it. Stones is clearly not thrilled. Okay.
you should be used to being red bone constructs by now.
Okay. So
Claire and her gaggle of horrors, my god.
you all can keep going through the night. If you don't take a rest soon, you will suffer a level of exhaustion. But you can get back. You can get back to Hot Spring Hamlet in 4 hours if you take a level of exhaustion.
You think we'll encounter any danger along the way?
You didn't coming up here. Just the
But
time stream.
Fuck
I
it,
mean,
we
Issabel
all
is
go.
going to do that if you don't stop her.
I think we gotta.
Yeah.
Okay. You.
Rick, get on the radio. Tell Dalton to get ready to take off.
Dalton takes really long time to respond. He's clearly like hunt and peck typing. Like he doesn't type. Take off to where?
Would she have had the foresight to build a moor near her workshop on the crater? Possibly. If she was testing engines, then she probably would have.
Okay. Yeah, probably.
So yeah, flying from the planet directly to Isabel's apartment. Let's do that. That sounds like fun. Hope you have some scenery planned.
He says back to Wyan Yoth, he's like, he said he'll fuel it up. He seems, there's a lot of question. You can't see, it's mostly question marks.
Unfortunate news. We'll explain more in detail when we get there.
Just do it. Got it. Okay, y'all book it. It's tiring, but you all get back to the main camp. Commander Crawford is shocked to see you all. You pass through the Alley of the Small Gods. They're all praying, as always. They're all trying to out-pray each other.
Good to know they aren't getting in the way of everything else.
No, yeah, that was a good move to push them off to their own little alley. That was smart.
Church district.
Yeah,
Hi,
the church
Commander
district.
Crawford. Lovely to see you again. I have to go.
It's the
Okay,
new
go
Spice
where?
Holy City.
Back to the moon. Someone may or may not have assassinated my lawyers.
Okay, yeah. take your bereavement leave. Who you bringing?
It's
Oh, you all collected the other Warforged that were with you. You didn't just leave them. Sorry, I forgot to say that.
good.
I would hope so.
They're like in a camp. You think they're coming back for us?
You ever wonder why we're here?
Just to suffer.
Oh god, you guys have been talking to Cork, haven't you?
Oh, should we take Cork?
Oh my god.
Cork might be more of a liability. If we
Yeah, I
take
don't know
him
if it's a
off,
great idea.
I mean, we
As
can
far
always
as Issabel is concerned, none of you have to come if you don't want to.
Claire's not contractually obligated to stay on this planet. She's coming with you. Besides, she's got unfinished
Also, the
business
thing
on
is,
the moon as well.
Sort of, kind of, technically, Issabel isn't either. She's an employee of her own company, which has a contract with Greene Corporation. But
Nobody has yet to
the
be able to produce a
contract
contract
might
with
need to
Claire's
go
name,
under
so.
some renegotiations now.
There's a gun loading.
A little bit.
Okay, so Claire and Issa.
Claire's gonna put her new little centipede friend, who has since been disanimated. She's gonna like put him on a leash and like put her in her workshop, her little corner of Issa's workshop.
Aw.
You guard it. Anyone comes in, it's this horrible centipede skeleton that tries to. Oh God!
It's not moving. It's because it
Right,
only
because it's
moves
unanimated, but
because it's unanimated. But Claire could just
I
put
mean-
it back on.
Issabel
It's like a
is going
Halloween
to take
decoration.
time to load all of her, like, necessities and things she doesn't want to just leave on the planet for someone to find.
sure.
Claire's got her research notes. She's taking those.
Yeah.
Like research notes, like formulas she's been working on, any sort of diagrams of anything she's been designing.
I mean, Wynne has her book. She has to go eventually talk to her family about updating all the Pilwicken family notes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So the four of you now. Anyone you ask will go with you. Like, so if you feel like you need someone, they're absolutely gonna come. Bits has already started to like load up their stuff. Like, well, I'm coming with you, boss.
Oh no. Bits might actually be more useful here.
What do you
Bits,
have?
I need you. I have a very important job for you, Bits.
Okay.
So we're going on a secret mission.
Oh, top secret. Okay. I'll whisper
Yes,
for
and
the
I know
rest
you're
of these
very good at
guys.
keeping secrets.
I'm so
You're
good at
great
secrets.
at keeping secrets. You're
I'm so
maybe the
good.
best ever at keeping secrets.
I think I am. Don't let Wheezy hear you say that, because I think she thinks she's the best at keeping secrets. But
Well,
really,
see,
it's just
see,
because
Wheezy is the
everyone's
one.
scared
You
of
and
her.
Wheezy are going to have to team up to make sure that this stays secret.
The dynamic duo. We're back.
Yes. And as he leaves, Clangley should be like, "I'm so sorry," to Wheezy.
Everything you do that would annoy me, do that to the corporate suits when they get here.
Yes.
Do I know?
And if it doesn't work, you tell them to see
All the
Wheezy,
things
and
that I
then-
make you go, stop, no, don't do that.
Oh,
Annoy
the
is a-
fun you stop. I understand.
Yes. Have your fun with them now.
Okay.
As much fun as you want, as long as none of the workers get hurt.
He pulls out like from like under his desk. It's clearly like a bunch of like, it's like literally covered in red tape that like, it's like a big box of like, it's got like a smoking firecracker in it. Oh, I was wondering who that was. Kind of puts it out. I'll save it for later. Just, I'll start smashing atoms again, everybody.
Oh no.
Wheezy.
Now I
thumbs
am
up.
become Bits,
Yeah.
destroyer of worlds.
What if I'm wrong? Just leave to a mushroom cloud. Wheezy like nods like, I got it. I'll control the chaos.
Pointed in a productive direction.
Kind of eyes narrow, like they kind of like the receptors kind of get small, and Wheezy just says, "This is what I was built for."
So I have a
Intimidating
question,
corporate
Andy.
suits. Yes, that is literally what you were built for.
Shoot.
Any of the like spell stones that we get, were any of them dispel magic?
Yes.
And I specifically tinker with a couple of those to make them like spell and animate dead spell.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Claire's gonna like take a couple of those and just kind of like where she knows, just in case like Harry Greene's body double or whatever the fuck decides it's going to come to the planet. It's gonna like place a couple of stones around the landing pad.
Strategic unanimate dead minds.
Okay.
I mean, it's a major component of what powers her, so and undoubtedly
incredibly
Harry
clever.
Greene used that as well, so yeah, off switch.
Okay. I was gonna say, there's nobody you have to warn about that. Everybody else is fine.
The only other person that would be a danger to is you.
Yeah.
It's
Okay. So, Dalton, you find Dalton like just prepping the ship. Cigarettes all ash at this point. Just like they haven't flicked it at all. Just kind of like, I mean, I've made the calculations. I'm pretty sure we can make the run, but it's not a designated landing zone. Are you sure this is cool? Isn't this a house? Like, I'm pretty sure this is a residential district.
Yes, it is. It's also the testing zone for where I had the engine. It's on the Keldon crater.
We're gonna land in the crater. Cool.
Gonna land in the crater. I'm sorry, is this not a capable thing? Are you not a capable pilot? Do I need to find someone else?
I'll do it.
Good
Kinda.
boy. Good man.
Just clearly, now he's mad. Now he's just like, well, I'm gonna do it.
Well, if you're not so certain.
Oh, you know
I'm
what?
certain.
Get your stuff. Kind of starts loading double T, lights a second cigarette, just both in his mouth at the same time. Okay, so you all can load everything you need into the ship. Let's see.
Does anyone want to come with us?
I'm trying to think. Rick and Ven would probably express interest in it, but Rick is. I don't want to say he's like a lapdog or like a puppy, but he's kind of like a puppy. So like, whatever you want him to do, he'll be like, I understand, and kind of enthusiastically agree. Ven's just kind of interested in seeing what's different. Like, this planet's mostly the same. He's kind of like, but you said it's very different. So he's kind of like, at the same time, if you don't need this weird caveman snake wizard giving you heat, he gets it.
What about Quark? What are Quark's thoughts on this?
I think
You want to bring Claire's responsibility along?
Would you put us in a corporeal body? So if we leave the planet, I don't think we'll fall apart. But what if we do fall apart because we're no longer bound to the planet? And you escape sweet gravity?
Cork. 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 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. You're not gonna leave the planet.
Okay. Okay.
You are this place, and it is better if you stay.
It's better if I say okay. Okay.
Remember, 5 things you can touch, 4 things you can hear. Is that the actual? I never use this method. Should just start listing off the ways to calm a panic attack down.
Yeah, I do whatever the circle breathing or whatever. It's like the 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds. They can't do that. They don't breathe. So
Yeah, exactly. I was about to be like deep breaths, and then I was like, oh, they don't breathe.
they can hyperventilate though.
Apparently.
That's a bug. You gotta get rid of that.
Yeah. Just keep hitting the chest. Stop it. Let me think. Okay. So ultimately it's up to you if Rick and Ven come with you. Bits tried to come. You said no. Understandable. No one else would be like, I'm getting on that plane. Like, everyone else is like, we have stuff to do here. We will come if you need us because we like and respect you. And we understand that this is important. But yeah, nobody's going to be like, nobody would like insert themselves into the situation. So you all just have to decide if Ven and Rick go with you. And obviously Dalton will go with you because he's the pilot.
I think at least one of those people should come because we need at least one person to watch the jump ship before, in case of, someone trying to take it.
I want Rick to come, and I think we should leave Vin to watch the Titan's grave.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Ven understands immediately and is like, an excellent tactical decision. Like, yes.
I love you, Ben.
Immediately
miss
understands
you.
the severity of the situation. So, yeah, no. May the gods guide your path.
I'm gonna go over to Wheezy and I'm gonna take out like a little. I think it's in his sort of player image. He's got the Automated Workers United pin. It's a magnet. It's a magnet.
Right. Yeah,
He's gonna take it off and stick it on Wheezy's chest and be like, "If I don't return, I think they will trust you to lead them."
Kind of claps your shoulder. You're coming back for this.
Yeah, probably.
You're coming back for this. Otherwise,
Yeah,
I'm going to come back up there, find your body, fix it, stick this back on there. You're coming back for this, bud.
I thought there was going to be a threat in there. Thank you.
I'll kill you myself if I have to resuscitate you.
Okay, there we go.
Is that what you want? Is that the Wheezy? Is that the Wheezy brand we all need? Because that's the Wheezy brand you're gonna.
Just gonna give Wheezy a big ol' hug.
That's right. Just kind of like, yep.
It's okay. You don't have to be.
Sounds
tough all
like
the
two
time.
sheet metal pans colliding.
No, like yeah, like accepts and like kind of like, but you're coming back.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm coming back.
Go punch a billionaire.
I'll do my best.
Okay. And with that, we're going back to the moon, everybody.
Woohoo!
You bastard.
Me to scream.
So, outros and plugs. Dan.
Hi. I'd like to plug starting a union, I guess. If you want, probably should.
Talk about it at work, though.
Yeah, don't talk about it at work. As a recent law school graduate, remember that having a crappy union that doesn't do anything is still technically better than having no union, because you get the baseline collective bargaining agreement. That is usually it's statutory, sometimes it's part of the common law, but either way, you do get kind of a baseline, even if your union completely sucks. So yeah.
Liz.
Hi, I'm Liz. I will be the one to promote playing games with your friends. It's super fun. You get to punch billionaires. It's a very fun time.
It's fantasy. Mira.
The Villa of the Mysteries, I believe is in Herculaneum, but I could be wrong. There's a room that has some of the best second style Roman art history paintings, and I highly encourage you to look these up because they are in a style known as megalographia, which is nearly life-sized paintings of people that go entirely around the room. And we believe that they tell a story of a woman going through a ritual initiation into the cult of Dionysus. But what's interesting about that is because the initiation rites were secret, they couldn't have put them all on the wall. So those initiation rites are still lost to us. We don't know what they did. They are some of the best paintings and some of the best painting restorations of that era. So again, highly encourage you to look these up. They're some of probably my favorite examples of Roman art history paintings. And that is, again, the Villa of the Mysteries. I got an A in my Roman art history class.
Yay!
Mazel tov.
I did have to write about the Villa of the Mysteries for my final exam. Again, incredible example of Roman art history paintings. Play game with your friends, punch a billionaire, trans rights.
It's the cult of Dionysus. I'm going to guess it involved a lot of drinking and boning.
Oh, so much, like full on. I don't know if there are penises out in. Well, there are penises out in that one. There are penises out in a lot of Roman paintings, but there are penises out in that one too. Less penises than you might expect. There are penises.
Roman art history. There are penises.
Oh my god, I had to see so many dicks. It's incredibly funny because all of us were expecting it, but it was very funny watching my Roman art history professor trip over to himself to explain why there were so many.
Because the Romans are like
Oh,
the
no,
horniest
like-
bastards in human history. I thought that was
Oddly enough, that
obvious.
was actually the Greeks. The Romans weren't quite as horny, but they were obsessed with penises.
Well,
True.
because the Greeks were obsessed with that, and the Romans were obsessed with the Greeks, so ipso facto,
Also-
there's a whole lot of dicks.
There's also, like, I'm not
Ipso
entirely
facto,
sure if I
that's a
believe
lot of
this or if
dicks.
they were so many dicks.
Mamma mia.
Not just dicks, but the biggest ones. They had to make them huge. I don't know why.
I mean,
If you guys get a chance, look up Priapus painting. It's either in the House of the Menander or the House of the Vetii. I think it's in the House of the Vetii, but the Priapus painting, oh my god.
So,
Was the
Mira,
God of
You may
pleasure?
ask yourself,
guess
how
if
did
you
I get
away
here?
with it.
Mira, is your summer project going to be writing a cartoon about Roman art history?
Probably.
Yeah.
No, there wasn't actually an interesting intersection between what I do and what my Roman art history professor does. They've been making 3D models of the house that he is excavating at Aplantis, and doing it in VR. So yeah,
Neat.
cool new technologies making archaeological sites more accessible.
That's good because people being in them is usually bad for them.
It's usually
Very.
pretty bad.
Especially tourists.
Yes. Yes.
So that's me.
Uh.
Fuck my governor. Fuck the governor of. Florida.
Yeah.
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, Jay.
The trans people in your lives need it.
You have any plugs, Jay?
I can't travel like half the country without being illegal anymore.
Oh dear.
So sorry.
I voted for no other reason than harm reduction.
Depends Pennsylvania kept the Democratic majority in the House, so we don't have an abortion ban. That's good. Hopefully some other not bad things happen. Harm reduction. That's a good... Yep.
I almost feel guilty living in Canada right now.
Anyway, I don't have anything funny to bring this all back to dicks, so I'm just gonna say dicks and move on.
Got the Priapus painting.
If you want to see the biggest Roman dick ever painted,
Okay, I'm pretty
Find a
sure
portrait
that's not
Julius
the biggest
Caesar.
one.
Zing! Sorry.
Used to sculpt big dicks and then put like serving trays on them. We found these things. And this was in like the 1800s too. I can't imagine how much they like burned and buried.
Oh, what was it? I think it was a story out of Britain, where they have these Roman walls, and along those walls, someone drew carved a little tiny penis into the rock wall, and it's been there for like centuries, and people keep trying to figure out what it is or why it was there. And someone finally just went, I think 2 Roman soldiers were just out on duty, and one was like, hey, guess what I did? And he just drew dick.
the ways in which people
yeah.
have always been the same.
Yep.
The more
I
things
feel
change.
a weird like kinship though. Like when I see those like Nasser has terrible copper, do not buy from him. I feel like a weird
Ian
kinship
Sear.
with my ancient brethren.
There's a really cute one. I can't remember what. I think it's one of the like villas like outside of Pompeii. In the atrium, there's like a very funny drawing of like an old Roman guy with like a wreath on. He's got a big nose, and it says Rufus Est, which just means this is Rufus.
Oh.
It's really cute.
This is Rufus. Copy and paste him onto your villa, and Rufus will take over Rome.
No, that came later. That was Kilroy.
Looks like Kilroy. That's the thing, though.
Not wrong.
The Rufus Est drawing looks like Kilroy.
Nice.
The more things change, the more they stay the
I
same.
also just love Rufus as like a Roman guy's name because of course it is. It ends in us, but like I don't know, it's just like you just immediately think of like Rufus Rainwhite or whatever. It's just funny to be like this Roman guy named. I guess this is Rufus.
Yeah, I'm currently full of Roman art history facts. I've also been on a bit of a Hanoverian kick lately, so I know a lot about the Hanover line of succession. It was a mess.
They usually are.
13 children, 1 heir out of all of
God.
them, and then that heir dies. Then all of a sudden your middle-aged sons have to just get married and have kids. Otherwise, Britain is in crisis again. There is no better argument against the British monarchy than the British monarchy themselves. Ridiculous-ass family. Throw them all in the garbage.
Yeah.
The
Maybe into the sun.
Yeah, the sun. They claim that this is.
Were we supposed to do the rest of our plugs or something?
Yeah, plugs.
Yeah, we're still streaming.
We are still streaming. So hi
People
everybody.
need to know.
Trans rights are human rights. Don't ban books. Libraries are cool. Play games in which you can punch billionaires. There are a bunch of cyberpunk or role-playing games. Put the punk back in cyberpunk. Fight Megacorps. That's it. Next week is Shattered Kingdoms. And then come back here for 2 weeks where we're going back to the moon for episode 30 of Graceful. Thank you all. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.